Welcome back to day 5 of Kaladesh Spoilers. And on today's show, we have a new vehicle to talk about, a couple spells, actually a lot of spells. We got one creature, the majority of them are all spells and an artifact or two, so yeah. But let's get started here. We got the one I headline with, Smuggler's Copter, which is 2 mana of any color, 3 for a 3/3 vehicle, for an artifact vehicle, flying. Whenever it attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Crew 1, it turned into a 3/3 flying. Now, first off, the card's really good. The card is very good. You can get it out on turn 2. If you had a 1-drop the turn prior with 1 mana, then you'll be able to get it off on turn 2 without that you'd be able to attack with it, but you could block with it in the following turn. And then just swing in and all that. It's a very solid card. But at the minute I saw it, I mean, because granted, Smuggler is not necessarily referencing to Boba Fett, but that is kind of Slave 1 right there, folks. That is a little bit of Slave 1 flavor, and that is awesome. Now, Smuggler's Copter would be more Han Solo than Boba Fett, but still, that's a little Slave 1 in the design. Isn't it? Doesn't it look like a little Slave 1? I don't know. I saw Slave 1, I thought that was awesome. Then going by the few extra cards that were spoiled yesterday, and going down the list, we have Dynavolt Tower. 3 mana of any color for an artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get 2 mana. It could be very relevant in instant and sorcery spell decks. I know I got a couple decks that could easily use this or run this. Then you tap it and pay, I believe that's 5 energy. Deal 3 damage to target creature or player. So, there it is. You have to forget the glare, the sun's... Let the sun be down upon my face. Yeah. As for the card, first off, in any energy deck really at all, it should be okay. Yep, forget, I'm just wiping my screen off a little bit. That's the thing though, this actually functions better. I mean, again, no matter what, the timing of playing seems to occur every time I'm out here lately. Anyway, well, there are definitely instance energy that will give you energy to add upon the energy from this, along with the thriving cycle and things along those lines. This actually finds a home more in like spell-heavy is-it strategies or something along those lines. So, that being said, 5 energy, depending on what you're casting a lot of 1-drop instances, like lightning bolts, things like that. Yeah, I could see it. It's an okay card. This next card, though, this card is interesting. Midnight Oil, black card. 2 black, 2 mana of any color, enchantment. Now, there's the art for Midnight Oil. Yeah, some people were wondering, is it Phyrexian reference? No. Midnight Oil enters the battlefield with 7 time counters on it. At the beginning of your draw step, you may draw an extra card, then remove 2 time counters from Midnight Oil. Your maximum hand size is equal to the number of time counters on Midnight Oil. Whenever you discard a card, you lose a life. That is a really interesting design. I like that design. Now, because it's a countdown effect. Eventually, you'll be okay and all that. Actually, no, you won't be because you got to remove 2 time counters and you can only remove 1. So I don't know by the end if you're down to the 1. Actually, yeah, if you're down to the 1, then this actually will screw you over in the long run. But it's interesting. You'll get that extra card if you're able to play enough cards and beat the curve and stuff like that. It won't matter in the long run. However. Yeah, you'll always have at least 2 cards. I mean, you'll always have a minimum of a 3-card hand at the beginning of your upkeep because you'll be down to 1 card. You'll draw your first card, and then you'll draw your extra card. So you always have at least a 3-card hand. So it's not completely without value. But if you can't play the things that you draw, then you'll have some problems going forward. But it's interesting. It's a fun design. I like that. Acrobatic Maneuvers, 2 generic, 1 white. Uncommon, common. Instant, exile target creature you control, then return that. Basically, it's a blink effect. Draw a card, instant for 3 mana. Yeah, you did a lot of enter the battlefield effects right now, so I could see it being used. I don't think you really care about the art that much, but yeah, there's the art. Then we have Dubious Challenge, 3 mana of any color, 1 green, sorcery, rare. Look at the top 10 cards of your library. Exile up to 2 target creature cards from among them, shuffle the rest back to the library. Target opponent may choose one of the exiled cards and put them onto the battlefield under his or her control. Put the rest onto the battlefield under your control. So, Essentially, it's a 1-for-1. You'll choose 2 creatures. Your opponent gets to choose which creature they get first, and then you get the remaining creature. It's a crapshoot with that. Unless you have a real strategy with your creatures going on, it's a major effing crapshoot. Because they're always going to take the better creature. So, or at least the creature that better fits their needs, which could very well be the better creature. Usually, we'll just use a couple examples right now. We have let's say you got that. Let's say you got those two of the Gear Hulks out in there. So you got the green one and you got the black one. It doesn't really matter which one because. Well, no, it would matter a little bit in that scenario, but you would still probably take the black one, and you'll get the green one. So I don't know if you play him at the exact same time, or he plays the spell first. Let me reread that, actually. Target opponent may choose one of them and put it on the battlefield. Control. Still, scenario. It's very circumstantial. I don't know. I'm not necessarily fond of a card that gives your opponent an edge. So, Cloud Blazer, 1 white, 1 blue, 3 generic, flying, human scout, 2/2. Whenever it enters the battlefield, draw 2 life and gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Now, 2/2 flying on a 5-mana body is not the most amazing thing in the world. However, when you add 2 life and draw 2 cards, that immediately makes it, and it's only uncommon, that immediately makes it a playable card. This card is something you can definitely play and get the value out of it. And nothing else, you can either chump block or just a chump attack with it. So, yeah, it's not a bad card whatsoever. Interesting design. Looks like a fairy, but it's a human scout with wings. Then we have Unlicensed Disintegration. No disintegrations. Going to another Boba Fett reference. 1 black, 1 red, generic, 1 mana of any color. Destroy target creature. If you control an artifact, it does 3 damage to that creature's controller. It's already a destroy. It's already pretty much a terminate. Actually, I think it's no. It's a slightly more. It's just a 1 mana extra terminate, but that's fine. Terminate's kind of hacked. But when you add terminate on with lightning bolt on a stick, basically. It's circumstantial to if you control an artifact, which in this block, this set, you're going to more likely have like a Thropter or a Servo on the field, or just a small artifact or vehicle. This card's kind of very ridiculous for limited formats. Fragmenta, actually, and Unlicensed Disintegration. It's a little hard to figure. I believe that's the person standing next to their giant disintegration machine. Then we got Fragmentation, 1 white, sorcery. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, converting mana costs 4 or less. Good for all the lower end tier stuff. Not going to do much against the big stuff. Like, it's not going to do a damn thing against any of the Gear Hulks. The the very high costing vehicles is not doing a damn thing against. So it's kind of everywhere, but it's solid. It's a good spot removal. Last but not least, we have Welding Sparks. Now, Welding Sparks is 1 red, 2 mana of any color. Instant. Deals X damage to target creature, where X is 3 plus the number of artifacts you control. Now, I don't know why the +3 is there, but because of that means this card is an instant, and it's damage to target creature. This card's an instant for 3 mana, 5 damage to a target creature usually. But that's probably the most, 4 I could guarantee is what the most common scenario is going to be. But after that, it's going to be 5, 6. I could see you doing 6 to 7 damage with this card for 3 mana, really no problem whatsoever. Because it's, again, small chump artifacts, Thropters, all that. I can see you massing in a large number of Thropters and Servos, easy, like 5, no problem. And then playing this, that's 8 damage to a creature. There's no creature in the format right now big enough to, with the exception of some of the Eldrazi from Eldritch Moon. And even then, most of them don't have an 8 butt on them. So, I'm trying to think of anything that had a 9 or greater butt on them. Besides Emrakul, obviously. No, it's honestly escaping me anything that was honestly that powerful. So yeah, and even then, it's very possible that card could get broken very fast, depending on putting in the right decks. But we'll have to see. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who to win, put those in the comments below too. I get to them. I know Star Wars is late. I'm sorry. I try to be on time. Normally I've been on time, but for the last couple of weeks, things have just come up. I'll probably have it up sometime tomorrow. If not that, then Sunday. Over the weekend, I'll definitely get to it. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you folks next time.